What's going down, y'all? One half of the Wake Up Crew here to talk some WNBA prop bets over on Prize Picks for this May the 19th WNBA slate. Got two games tonight. We have the Las Vegas Aces versus the Minnesota Lynx, as well as the Phoenix Mercury and the Dallas Wings. Now, right now, there are no lines out for the Mercury because of health and safety concerns for Skylar Diggins-Smith. She may be entering protocol and not playing this one. So by the time this video posts, I don't know if there'll be more information out. But if Skylar Diggins-Smith is out, this is definitely a stock up. In my opinion, who I'll be looking at is Diana Taurasi. So paying attention to that with everybody else who's betting the WNBA. Yesterday, we went three for two for the plays that we talked about on the channel. Two misses, Courtney Vandersloot and Emma Masonman. Neither of those players hit their fantasy score total, right? We thought Vandersloot would go under per the data. She went over. We thought Emma Masonman would go over her fantasy score. That went under. We did talk about Jewell Loyd. If you took a play for her, I know she had been scoring a lot, but I said take the under fantasy score, and she scored way under that last night. As well as Sue Bird. We said under 22 fantasy score for Sue Bird. She hit that number as well. She was under that fantasy score total. And then Ezzy, the Seattle Storm center. One of the YouTube commenters talked about her fantasy score. I agreed with him, said we're making that play. 20 was just too light for her. She absolutely almost doubled it. She had 39.1 fantasy score. So 3 for 2 for the plays that we discussed on the channel and in the comments. And as always, if you watch this, comment, let us know what you're playing, and always come back in. We find more edge. Players are declared out, closer to tip-off. These games don't kick off until 9 p.m. tonight, so a lot probably still will change. So always tap back into the comments. But let's dive into some of the plays that I'm looking at tonight for a couple of teams that we have information for. So let's go right here, and I want to talk about Kayla Mcbride. She is back for the Minnesota Lynx now. She played for the Aces a couple of years ago, so I'm not going to call it a revenge game, but 38 minutes. She shot the ball from the three-point line 7 times in her initial return. She's historically been a pretty good three-point shooter, so I think the 2 number that PrizePicks is giving us, this 2 line, I like the over on Kayla Mcbride. And the good thing with PrizePicks, a couple of people have asked me, if a player ties their projection, your slip you don't lose, right? It pushes, and then it just tears down. So depending on what you're doing, if you're doing what I like to do, mix and match 2-pick power plays, then it goes from 3x your money to 1.5. So I like the whole numbers when PrizePicks gives us that. So Kayla Mcbride, over 2 3-pointers. I'm in on that for Miss McBride. And let's go to the point total. Mariah Jefferson, 11.5 points. If we go over here to our projection model, you can see Mariah Jefferson averaging 35.5 minutes per game, averaging about 18 points on the season, 4 rebounds, 5.5 assists. I like this point total for Mariah Jefferson. Only 2 games played, but in those 2 games, she's getting the minutes, she's getting up the shots, she's shooting a pretty decent field goal percentage. So 11.5 point total for Mariah Jefferson. I'm in on that number. We're going to stick with the Minnesota Lynx because I know a lot of people been asking about Sylvia Fowles. Sylvia Fowles, 20 points in her last game, 16, 26 before that, then her 2 preseason games down here in May, averaging 18.2 over her last 5. Prop total of 15.5 for Sylvia, and we're looking at her. We're taking her. She's getting over 30 minutes a game. High field goal percentage, back to the basket, close, good shots, averaging 18.2 points. I like it. I like it. I like it. We're going to roll with Sylvia Fowles over 15.5 points in this matchup tonight. And then I'm going to Alicia Gray, so I'm not going to be scared off of Alicia Gray. Alicia Gray, we talked about her on Sunday, taking the over fantasy score. She hit 15.6, her lowest output of the season, turns right back around the next game and does what she normally does, which is get it done on both sides of the court, right? Offensively and defensively, 31.2. She's averaging 31.8 over her last 5. This fantasy score of 24.5. When we go to the model, we look at what we have her projected at in this game, 31 fantasy points with the line at 24 at 7 points of edge, 29% in our model. You see what she gives you about a block a game, a steal a game, and does not turn the ball over a ton, getting about 35 minutes. We love it for Alicia Gray over that fantasy score total. So quick recap of the plays that we're looking at right now. If I had to rank them in order of confidence, it would be Mariah Jefferson over 11.5 points, Alicia Gray over 24.5, Sylvia Fowles over 15.5 points, and Kayla Mcbride over 2 3-pointers made. Again, The Phoenix Mercury line not out as at the time that I record this video. So, of course, we'll get the designations here soon, the injury designations. And if Skylar Diggins-Smith is, in fact, out and we find some good edge for Diana Taurasi, we'll talk about that in the comments. But please let me know what you're playing, who you're playing, what you like for this evening. Good luck. As always, if you tail, give them hell. And if we fail, do not bail. We'll be back tomorrow with more WNBA prop bets, more NBA bets, MLB. We got it all, man. Appreciate you tapping in and good luck.